the reason why we're here again today dahil merong bad news na nakakasama ng loob sapagkat dalawang kababayan na naman natin na nangarap na magkaroon ng magandang buhay para sa kanyang pamilya, pumunta ng abroad, pagbalik, bangkay na. It keeps happening sa Kuwait. Again and again and again. Julie B. Ranara, Reolyn Saison, Jeline Arguzon, Jenny Sanchez Alvarado, Daphne Nocaloban, Nakalaban, I'm sorry. Ito ilan lamang sa mga kababayan natin na bumalik ng bangkay from Kuwait. And that was years ago, yung mga nabanggit ko. Ngayon, may bago na naman. Tuloy-tuloy. And every day, may nagreklamo sa programa ko, iba't ibang bansa, pero nasa top ng listahan ay Kuwait. Nag-average ang programa ko Wanted sa radyo up to 150 complaints from OFWs sa Kuwait. Of course, nais kong pasalamatan ang DMW, ang OWA, dahil kapag nilalapit ko sa kanila, agad-agad napapauwi naman, which is thank you. Pero I would rather na wala na akong lalapitan na agency dahil yung ating mga OFW ay safe, meaning well-monitored. So nakikita ko kulang yung mga programa, sistema that we put in place to ensure that our OFWs will come back alive after serving their contract. And that is one of the things that I would really discuss with you. Ayoko naman yung bang palagi na lang tayo mga kabalita na meron tayong OFW na namatay. I would rather prefer to lose 1,000 jobs than isang buhay ng ating kababayan na hindi kayang bayaran. Now, nagkaroon ng ban sa Kuwait. I think it was because of my committee na pinush ko. I think it was last year. And it was lifted. Hindi ko alam paano na-lift yun. I wasn't informed. I've heard na nagkaroon ng bilateral agreement and there was a delegation from the Philippines went to Kuwait and talked to the Kuwaiti government. And after discussion with them, it was agreed upon that the ban will be lifted, and it was lifted on last year, 2023. But God damn, I wasn't invited, or I wasn't even informed, or my staff wasn't informed, so that kasama sana kami doon sa bilateral agreement. Para kami na mismo ang magsabi na ito ang gusto namin mangyari, we could have contributed something. I'm not saying that pag-attend namin ay wala naman ang mangyayang pananakit, but what I'm saying is, at least man na makakontribute kami doon dahil alam namin kung ano talaga yung mga problemang dapat solvin bago ma-lift ang ban. Because like I said, on the average, 150 OFWs. It's either their mismo OFW o yung kanilang kamag-anak ang tumatawag sa amin. Now, Secretary Kaktak, sir, kailan po na-lift yung ban sa Kuwait? Yung deployment ban?
Mr. Senator, magandang umaga po. Mr. Chair, from the Philippine side po, patuloy yung ating restrictions, deferment na itinalaga pa ho nung panahon ni Jollibee Ranara, Secretary Toots Ople, at pinaigting pa ho. Nung panahon po ni Jollibee Ranara, ang pinataw ho ni Secretary Toots Ople is a deferment with respect to first-time workers, tinignan na maigi ang work experience. From the Kuwaiti side, meron po silang pinataw na sarili nilang ban na pangkalahatan, including skilled workers. So, nang malaunan ay ang Kuwaiti side po ay linif yung sa side nila na ban for the skilled workers and the returning workers. But we retained our own deferment policy, Mr. Senator, nung panahon pa na iniulat sa inyo ito ni Secretary Toots at pinaigting pa ho natin. Bukod sa bawal ang first-timers, dinagdagan pa ho natin ng whitelisting, yung recruitment agencies from the Kuwaiti and Philippine side, kailangan po malinis ang track record. Meron na ho tayong pre-departure briefings ngayon, pre-flight briefings aside from the PIDOS. On top of the PIDOS, Mr. Senator, literally pinapupunta po natin ang mga OFWs bago pa man sila magpatuloy sa airport, bago sila mismong umalis at doon nagbibigay ng mga rights and responsibility, kadragdagang impormasyon, reinforcement ng impormasyon sa PIDOS, just in case hindi nila na-pick up yung impormasyon on their rights and responsibilities, and most especially contact numbers ng MWO at ng DMW at ng OWA in case kakailangan po nila, particularly the 1348 hotline. And then lastly, Mr. Chair, dahil kilala na ho namin sila literally before they leave, namomonitor po namin sila. Meron kaming na enhance na electronic monitoring system. We could present it today, Mr. Chair. We have a 5-slide presentation if the committee will permit. But we had a preliminary presentation with both Senate and House technical personnel. And so yun po ang ating sinasagawa ngayon na enhancement o pagpapahigpit. So sa ngayon po, Mr. Chair, meron tayong patuloy pa rin po yung deferment, yung suspension with respect to the first-time OFWs. Bawal po ngayon ang walang overseas experience. Work experience sinisilip po natin ngayon na maigi, Mr. Chair. So sa side po ng DMW, wala po tayong dinift, Mr. Chair. Patuloy po yung heightened restrictions, yung deferment policy that was instituted during the time of Jollibee Ranara.
Thank you, Secretary Hans. Napakaganda yung mga sinabi niyo po. Pre-departure screening, pinaigting, rights and responsibilities of the worker, sinabi sa kanila, sa PIDOS, contact number, and then bawal ang walang work experience na OFW natin pumunta sa Kuwait. Perfect, excellent, 100%. But hindi naman problema ang ating mga OFW. Ang problema, yung mga employer sa Kuwait. Sila ang problema. Mga OFWs natin masisipag. They don't even have experience because tayo mga Pilipino mapag-alaga. Ano bang ginagawa ng mga OFWs natin sa ibang bansa? Mag-alaga, maglinis. Sanay tayo mga Pilipino. We don't even need to teach them how to clean. Endemic na sa mga Pilipino yan na malilinis tayo sa sarili natin. Magaling tayo mag-alaga, magaling tayo maglinis ng bahay. They're not the problem. The problem is the employer. The problem is the Kuwaiti government, for crying out loud. We should focus and concentrate on how we can talk to these people sa Kuwaiti and to the employer and tell them enough is enough. You want our worker or workers? Then this is what we need you to do. Let's sit down and let's talk. At kapag hindi nyo kaya sundin to, then we will totally stop deployment. And maybe siguro pag-isipan later on, dahan-dahan tayo mag-pull out. And that's the only way to do it if I am to be asked. Palagi ko sinasabi rito, sana, na-lift na ba yung ban? Di ba? So, meron na bang bagong deployment sa Kuwait? Wala. Meron.
And yung ba may mga overseas employment experience and the skilled workers?
Yun nga,
Meron
sir. Dapat wala muna eh. Why was it lifted? Di ba dapat wala muna? And then I've heard na last year, sana total ban hanggang hindi sila mag-ayos-ayos ng kanilang mga pag-uugali, ng kanilang sistema. Like I said, I would prefer or rather mawalan ng trabaho ang libo-libo kaysa naman ang kapalit noon isang buhay ng ating OFW.